Okay, let's dive in. Picture this. It's 2015, springtime,
Yeah.
and there's this big spring cleanup happening at the Peninsula Oddfellows Lodge up in Portland, Oregon.
Right.
And running the show is the lodge elder, Claus Shear. Everyone calls him Dad, apparently.
Hmm.
The job seems simple, sort the attic stuff, trash, donate Oddfellow items, keep 4 piles.
Yeah, sounds pretty standard for a lodge cleanup. But that neat little plan, it kind of went out the window pretty quick.
How so?
Well, as they're cleaning, this 5th pile starts showing up, mostly these sealed wooden boxes. That's where it gets, a bit weird.
Weird how?
Claus gets super secretive about them, tells the younger folks to stack them in a corner, but clams up about what's inside. Then, get this, he has them put these 2 goofily-looking stockades over the pile.
Stockades, like medieval things.
Sort of. One was yellow, said his and hers bear meat, and the other was black with yellow polka dots saying, Muscovites at work.
Muscovites at work. Huh. Okay, that is strange. So the mystery's already building.
Oh, absolutely. And then ramps up. Klaus's own son, David, sees this, cloth-covered suitcase, leather straps. He goes to open it.
Curiosity. Can't blame him.
Nope. But Claus just snaps. He says, you can't look inside. You're not a member. This is a higher order.
Whoa. A higher order. But they were Oddfellows members, weren't they?
Exactly. So the younger members are just, instantly curious. It was like kids being told not to touch the cookie jar, just unbearable temptation.
The pull of the unknown, stronger than following orders sometimes. All fessed up later. They snuck back up there to the attic, found that suitcase.
And inside, not gold, not secret documents, but 2 comedic degree scripts. And apparently they were, quote, absolutely hilarious. They had the scripts, the enthusiasm, but zero idea what these Muscovites actually were. So naturally, they hit the internet.
Google to the rescue. Or maybe Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, yeah. And it laid out this whole story. Seemed complete, but also kind of confusing. It said the Imperial Order of Muscovites was this non-recognized Oddfellows side thing.
Okay.
Founded Ohio, 1894, supposedly banned by the main Oddfellows group in 1910. Then it merged with another group, the Samaritans, around 1925, went bankrupt in the Depression. And poof, extinct by the late 1930s.
Huh. Sounds pretty final.
Not at all. The questions just started piling up. Like, okay, if it was banned, merged, bankrupt, how did it keep popping up? How did these scripts and stockades end up in their lodge attic in Portland, Oregon, decades later?
Good point. So what was the first big myth they had to tackle?
Yeah, that first myth was all about those fez colors. Which came first, gray or red? Because the first ones historians found and documented were gray, everyone just assumed, okay, gray is original, the red ones found later. It must be from some other, maybe a copycat or something. But what's surprising, really surprising, is that the red fez was actually the original. The Supreme Kremlin, that's their main governing body in Ohio, adopted it way back in 1895. So those red fezes found out west. They were the real deal, bought straight from Kremlin Moscow, the original Ohio group, the gray fezes. Turns out they were the later innovation. They came from a specific group led by a guy named K.G. Lancelot. These were the Muscovites who actually refused to merge with the Samaritans back in the mid-1920s. And that specific gray fez group was the one that went bankrupt in the 30s. It's more than just colors, you see. It shows how the first story told often becomes the story, even if it's not quite right.
Wow, okay. That completely flips the script.
Which leads to the second myth. This idea that the group on the West Coast, the Improved Order, was some kind of rebellious schism. What's fascinating here is that it wasn't rebellion. It was an attempt to save the order. See, the original Supreme Kremlin back in Cincinnati, they apparently couldn't handle how fast the Muscovites were growing. So they basically surrendered their charter, just gave up. That left all the local chapters, the subordinate Kremlins, completely orphaned, no leadership. So the West Coast folks created a new model, more like the main Oddfellow structure, actually, with a traveling Supreme Kremlin elected from all the local chapters. It gave them a much more robust, adaptable structure than just one fixed headquarters.
Okay, so myth 3, the big ban. The idea that the Muscovites were definitively banned by the Sovereign Grand Lodge. That one seems pretty clear-cut. Like, how do you survive a ban from the main organization?
Initially, yes, it probably felt like it had teeth. But its power didn't last. They were banned, technically, by an edict. It came from the Grand Sire, that's the top leader for 1910-1911. He was apparently pretty unpopular, maybe a bit paranoid. At the big meeting in 1911, he asked the whole assembly, okay, let's make my ban official law. but they said no.
They refused.
They refused. They basically said the existing laws were enough to protect the Oddfellows order. So what happens? The next grandsire comes in, and he promptly revokes the ban. Just lifts it.
No way.
Yes. And not only did he lift the ban, get this, he actually became a Muscovite noble himself while he was still the grandsire.
That's incredible. So the whole banned order narrative is flawed, to say the least.
Deeply flawed.
When you step back and look at it all, it really is incredible. The sheer resilience of this Muscovite degree. You've got bans, bankruptcies, everyone assuming it's extinct. But the core thing, the comedic degree itself, it just kept going. And the reason seems pretty simple.
It's just too funny.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And the records bear this out. We see this degree being performed for Oddfellows and Rebeccas in all kinds of places. You know, at their big Grand Lodge sessions, their Rebecca assembly meetings, even out on fraternal camping trips. And it was continuous. Every single year, someone somewhere was performing it from 1894 through 1997. Then it took what you could call a short nap, maybe.
And then from that dusty attic to becoming this global thing, that's quite a jump.
It's a remarkable testament to its appeal, driven by that core humor.
If you're intrigued by this, if you want to dive even deeper into this hilarious degree that just wouldn't die, the full story, it's called The Fabulous History of the Noble Order of Muscovites, written by David Shear, yes, the son from the attic story. It's coming out September 1st, 2025.
You'll be able to find it on the Noble Order of Muscovites' own website and also through their Facebook group. Definitely worth checking out if you want the whole fabulous history.